Welcome in, folks. Caleb Tallman, Team F Sports. I'm joined with Lumpkin County Boys head basketball coach Michael Parker. Coach, we appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time with us today.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. We've not got to talk to you yet this year, so we've not got to hear all about your team. So we're not going to call this a preseason interview because you're 4 games into the year already. But we'll kind of use some of those same questions so people can get to know your team.
Sure.
If you want to just start off by telling us about some of your key players, some of your go-to guys that fans should look out for.
Well, I think if you think about our basketball team, the first guy you got to look at is Jones Harris. He's the only senior in our program. Jones, last year he was all-region, averaged about 19 points a game, 18 and a half points a game, 4 or 5 rebounds a game. Just really a quality player. Is committed to the weight room. He can guard multiple positions, scores the ball well for us. So when you talk about individuals, kind of who stands out, Jones is a high-character kid that leads on the court and off the court for us. So we're looking forward to him being leading our young team and leading us to hopefully the state tournament in February.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that. Since you mentioned that, we'll just go ahead. Tell us. I know you guys have had a little bit of a rocky start to the year, but granted, you've played some really big time, good schools that should prepare you for your region play. You're playing a lot bigger schools, but tell us, what are your team goals this year? What are you guys looking to accomplish down there?
Well, I mean, our first thing, and really what we've preached all summer workouts and preseason, even practice so far, is just the growth mindset. We're really young. I started a freshman at point guard, and to go from middle school, mountain league, basketball to playing some of these schools we've played so far, it's quite the adjustment for any kid. But he's handled it well. There's a learning curve, and he's handled it well. And then we've got another sophomore that started for us, and first guy off the bench is sophomore. And so we're young, and even our juniors are only one played a ton last year. So even our juniors are pretty inexperienced as far as varsity minutes. So for us, it's all about growth. We're really preaching. It's not where we are right now. It's where we are in February. And of course, every coach is, but basketball is a tournament sport. So it truly, football, if you're not winning in region early, you're done. And basketball, it's about peaking at the right time. So that's our goal, is to be playing our best ball, come late January and into February.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because, like I said, we didn't do one of these preseason interviews with you, but go ahead and share with us. We know every great basketball program, everyone knows who you are. You're the head coach. Just go ahead and take a minute and brag on your staff a little bit, the guys and gals you surround yourself with, your support staff and all that. We know every good program is made up of a good staff.
For sure. I'm very blessed to have 3 guys with me that do a great job. 2 of them, this is their first year coaching with me and really coaching basketball. They've been both of them have been a part of successful football programs and enjoy basketball and able to add them to our staff. So first guy that's been with me now for 2 years is Zach Pulley. Zach played at Lumpkin County, then went on to play at North Georgia. Really has a good pulse on the community, and just honestly, he's really young, but he's wise beyond his years when it comes to X's and O's, and he's just will do anything that needs to be done without asking, and he keeps me grounded a lot. And then the 2 new guys we have are Matt Knaus and Andrew Hinchliff, who both came to us. Andrew's been here this is his 3rd year. He's been on our football staff. This is his first year coaching basketball. And then Coach Knaus came from Florida. He was the head football coach down in Florida, joined our football staff and our basketball staff. And both of them are still learning, coaching with me. You learn personalities and stuff, but I'm pleased with what they're bringing to our program. The kids really respond to all our coaches well. So I'm definitely pleased with them. It's last year there were only 3 of us, and one was out with some illness for most of the year. So it was only 2 of us, and that was me and Zach, and just a lot. So to have quality assistance really matters. So I'm grateful for those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we mentioned your staff, mentioned your players. we'll take a look at your schedule here in a second, but we'd be remiss not to mention the region you guys playing. You playing a really tough AAA Region 7 in Georgia. Several really good teams in your region. Just go ahead and share your thoughts with us on, where you think you guys sit at in the region and how the rest of your region compares to the rest of the state.
Right. 7 AAA, I think this year more than previous years is probably more balanced than it's ever been. The last few years, it's been a little top heavy at times. This is my third year here, but it's on the staff, but second year as head coach. And these 2 years, you look last year, White County kind of really dominated throughout regular season region play, and then got upset in the region championship by Dawson, who had won their third region title in a row. Cherokee Bluff was loaded with talent, and I think those three kind of separated themselves. And then 4, 5, 6 were pretty close. This year, man, I don't really know what to expect. There's White County. I think White County is probably, if you would ask people looking around, they're probably the ones that bring back the most experience, and not just experience, but talented players. They bring back 3 kids that can really score the ball, and ultimately that's what you got to do to win is score. So White County is going to be really good. Cherokee Bluff lost a lot, but at the same time, they have probably one of the best 9th grade classes in the state. Their freshman class is really strong, and Coach Travis, he's new over there. He's going to do a great job. Dawson lost a ton. Dawson lost all 5 starters and their first guy off the bench. So for them, I think they're a team that early on, kind of like us, they're young and inexperienced, but it's going to be dangerous come February. North Hall brings back pretty much everybody off their team, so they're solid, well coached. Gilmer has, in my opinion, the best big man in the region, and they play really hard. He does a great job up there. West Hall's better, and then the biggest unknown is East Forsyth, and a lot of people think first year school that that should not, they shouldn't be very good, but East Forsyth may win the region. Coach Bracco from Lambert came in, and when you got a new school, you never know who's going to kind of go there. And he's got some players that, that were districted there and came into East Forsyth, and they've been impressive so far. We actually opened up with them Tuesday in our first region game. So I think it's wide open. Obviously, with what White County brings back, you can kind of pencil them in as potential favorites, but the depth and I think the parity, I think you'll see it more this year than you have the last couple of years.
Yeah, and parity makes for fun conference play, because last year I know y'all came 5th in the region, so you talk about trying to make the playoffs. Once you make the playoffs, you never know what could happen. Y'all are just one spot away last year, because North Hall had y'all by 1 game in region play, and they were that 4th qualifier. So a couple things go a little different. You could have made the playoffs last year, but talking about that, share with us just a little bit about your schedule. We know that you guys are 1-3 currently, but you can talk about that as well. But you've played some really good schools so far, and I know tonight you got Union County, who's 1-4. So all things match up there. It looks like y'all could have a pretty good ball game down in Union County tonight.
Yeah, listen, my scheduling philosophy has always been I want our guys challenged. I want to play teams in non-region that would be at the top of our region, because I feel like you get into region play, then you kids, you can look at and say we've already seen this, we've seen these size, we've seen these athletes, so that it's not a shock when you come to region play. Really like to be challenged, and just because I think it gives you a good gauge of where you're at. And that's kind of the message I sent. We sent home with them from Thanksgiving break was, all right, we wanted to see where we're at. We know where we're at. We know what we need to work on. And, if you just pad your schedule, some of your weaknesses don't get exposed. And to me, that's what non-region is for. You want to, obviously you want to build some confidence. You want some wins. You want some competitive games. So, we'll have some opportunities for sure in some of our other non-region games of that. But ultimately for me, I want to know where we're at. And, so that we can address those things. But we even our scrimmage game, we played Gainesville as our scrimmage, which isn't on the schedule, and stuff like that. That's just because you can't simulate that speed and athleticism in practice. As much as we try, you just can't do it. So the only way to simulate it is to play those guys. So yeah, it's been a challenge, but our guys are in good spirits. It's easy to get down, but they know that if we could have scheduled differently, we could be 3-1 instead of 1-3. But we've seen some teams and some athletes and some size that I think it'll help us down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Coach, I'm not going to take up any more of your time, but I appreciate you joining me. We wish you the best of luck down at Union tonight. And we look forward to it.
Coach Garrett does a great job, and I've seen them play twice already, and he's got those kids playing hard. His 2 freshmen are playing really well, and he's got a good team. So it's going to be quite the challenge for us going up to Blairsville tonight, but we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And, hey, we look forward to we'll give you a week off here or so, and then we look forward to talking to you multiple times throughout the season and hopefully following y'all's run maybe all the way to the 3A playoffs. That'd be quite a bit of fun.
That'd be fantastic. And I appreciate what you guys do.
Always, Coach. Have a good one.
All right, you too.